We got on. That took a couple of tries to be able to get on live. You know, I'm having internet issues, and I've tried a couple of different companies, but living in a rural area in Ohio, um, it, ah, anyway, we're here. I'm Diana Rankin, and our little precious Piper's back there. So she said she's hiding because she has to wear a you know what, a little diaper there. So we appreciate your prayers. We appreciate your healing energy. We appreciate your thoughts because I'm telling you, this little one is doing better than the vet thought she would. So thank you. Thank you. All right. Our question today is from one of the viewers. How can we tap into our inner wisdom? And also, we will get a message from for the week, Phillip, uh, the Master's Book of Answers. And as many of you know, it's just an oracle book. You just open to any page and you're going to get an answer. I'm catching my breath because when I'm sitting here just watching it go around and around, I'm going, oh, come on. And then I have to completely go out of this and start all over. And that takes a few minutes. Rush says, hello, Diana, Piper, and friends. And Guida says, hello, everyone from Guida in Woodridge, Illinois, USA. So grateful for those of you who are able to come on and hold the energy for us when we're live. Okay, so we're going to get started because, and we'll catch up with everybody who comes on. And we're getting lots and lots of hearts. And here we go. How can we tap into our inner wisdom? We got back on. My deepest apologies. I have checked with all the companies that are available out here. Guida says there's an article about solar a solar wind broke loose, and she said the article says that we could have a geomagnetic storm which could disturb the internet. Well, yes, we did. Yes, we have. So we're going to try to get through this, and hopefully we can stay connected. So my apologies to the downtime, and we're going to go forward. Thank you all. You keep us sane. And little Piper's there did get into her. You can see her little diaper on the back there. Thank you, Rush. She says, yay. All right, here we go. How can we tap into our inner wisdom? Phillip says there are several ways, actually. One is not any better than the another. It is up, I think we read this, but I'm going to read it real quickly again. It is up to what works best for each individual. We suggest you might work with each to see what is best for you. You might give each suggestion that appeals to you a test run to see how it feels. Each method is unique to the individual depending upon what their background is, their current practices are, and how they live their lives. So many of you may be doing some of these practices already. Maybe this will help deepen, or maybe you're already connected to your inner wisdom. But thank you again for being here and for adding love to our world. It's going to be a rough summer, but that's another story. Okay, one practice may work one day while another works another day. You may also find there are times when you take a vacation from all the practices. This too is acceptable. This said, let us give you a few practices to try that will help you tap into your inner wisdom. 1, simply talk to yourself. Be aware of what you are saying. This is not mumbling to yourself or grumbling. This is asking yourself a prayerful question and then open to receive the answer. And I find we have to be relaxed to do that. But when we're relaxed, we can certainly do that. And it's one of the easiest ways of tapping into the inner wisdom. Another is use muscle testing to override the conscious mind. I have a couple of different videos out there on muscle testing. I didn't put the links below, but you can just YouTube my name and muscle test, and you should be able to get the answer. Okay, 3, journal. After 2 or 3 pages, the conscious mind quiets and allows your deeper mind to speak. I am in the process of rereading my 200 plus journals that I've been keeping for years. And I am amazed at some of the wisdom I had that I may have forgotten about, or questions or answers that I've asked Philip and then get back to. So I highly recommend journaling. And if you're not a writer, Philip says draw or use artwork to create that which is on your mind, and then add the wisdom of your deeper inner self, that inner wisdom. So if you're an artist, use artwork. If you're a writer, use a journal. Another answer, of course, is to work with a spirit guide. You may also work with me, Philip says. And if you work with me, or even if you know me through the videos, Philip will come to you. His syntax is a little bit different from the way I write, so it's a little bit harder to understand sometimes. But it is, check with him, because pretty much people who have studied with me have been able to tap into Philip, and he's a pretty wise being. So he says, work with a spirit guide. You may also work with me, Philip, and you can also tap into me if you want. That's cool too, in the energy. With me, Philip, or an angel, or anyone of wisdom in spirit world, or even someone still in body. This is done by tapping into that energy. Excuse me, you can tap into teachers that you've had of wisdom. You can tap into writers of wisdom, or et cetera, relatives of wisdom. You can tap in through the energy. Nature also speaks from a deeper source than the human's conscious mind, and you merely need to listen. And I think, by the way, I love that some of you can hear the birds in the background, and thank you. I'm glad. Some of you have written to say you like the birds singing, and thank you. I'm glad you can hear that, and I love it. I love them. So nature always speaks from the deeper source than the human's conscious mind. You merely need to listen. Another is attend programs in which the speaker helps you connect with your deeper self. Now there's a be aware here. To choose a leader who wishes your good more than their fame. Also, another one, practices such as yoga are helpful. Unfortunately, the true practice of yoga has been misinterpreted by many. So again, you must find the right instructor. Meditation alone or with others is always a good way to go past the conscious mind into the deeper inner self where wisdom resides. The 10th one is the dream time will help you. Ask for a teaching in dreams and remind yourself to remember the dream upon awakening. One of the things I have out there, especially if you have a question, is the glass of water trick. I won't go into it now, but look that up on YouTube as well. You can just call it glass of water trick with my name, and it should take you to it. Excuse me. The 11th is prayer. Regardless of your religious or spiritual beliefs, prayer allows the mind to quiet as you give yourself over to a higher power than the human consciousness. Excuse me. Whether we pray to a God, to love, my prayer, I always say spirit, or to me, spirit, God is just pure love. And so there you go. You may have a religion and pray to the leader of, maybe Jesus, for example, if you're a Christian. So get help. Absolutely. 12 is chant. Choose a holy word or a sound like love, 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 and it takes you into that deeper space. Or Om. Those are just a couple examples. You can use a word that works for you. Music can take you into your deeper self as well. The music must open your heart and take you beyond yourself. So you don't really want rock and roll. You want music. Some classical will work. Excuse me. I keep looking at myself and I don't like it. I broke my shoulders years ago, and so it doesn't have the strength that this one does. And I can't even do that very well. And my clothes look weird to me. And yes, my t-shirt is Winnie the Pooh, and I think it says today is my favorite day. Let's love life or something like that. So that's my day today. 14 is nature's sounds, such as birds' songs, water flowing, gentle rain falling, and such, all soothe the mind and allow you to relax and listen to your deeper self. And the last one that Phillip is telling us today is dance. Movement of the body can take you into that deeper state. And this, again, doesn't mean rock and roll. It's, although that may do it for some, but this is really gentle movement. So move the body and dance, and you can hear your inner music or create your own inner music, or put the stereo on, or whatever we use for music today. Phillip goes on to say, excuse me, there are additional ways of tapping into your inner wisdom. We have given you ways that work for most humans. We ask you for patience for yourself. Pay attention here. We ask you for patience for yourself. Patience for oneself begins with loving oneself, and this is where all inner wisdom resides. We ask you for patience for yourself. Patience for one's self begins with loving oneself, and this is where all inner wisdom resides. Patience, my friend, with yourself. Using a practice, and that may change over the years, but your practice takes patience to develop, patience to know what works best for you. Excuse me. Patience to know what works best for you, and practice too. All right, let's get our message today. I am hearing left. If you heard left, we're in sync. If you heard right, that's a message you need to pay attention to. So the left side says, this is page 312, logic may not have vision. Logic may not have vision. And page 313 says, love looks past fear. Love looks past fear. So the message for all of us is logic may not have vision. If you heard right, love looks past fear. So if you heard left, that's the logic message. If you heard right, that's the love looks past fear. All right. Well, hello, Juliet. She says, hello, everyone. And Guida says, yes, the birds are wonderful. Good. I'm so glad you can hear them. I love where I live because I get to hear the birds, but the internet, all right. So my friends, thank you again for your love, your support, your likes, your comments. I'm so grateful for each one of you. And I'm so grateful that we hold each other in love as we go out and speak up for love, not for harming other human beings, not by any administration, any policeman, any agent of a government. Do not harm. Yes, we appreciate the work you can do, but not necessarily what you are doing right now. We appreciate your helping save lives, not hurt them. So, my friends, we love you. We thank you for being with us, and we thank you for loving our world, and especially for Piper. Until we meet again, thank you.